Hello and welcome back to another episode of Road to Mythic, the series where we try and make our way as close as we can to Mythic rank. This episode, as promised, I'm starting in the loading screen because the goal is to see where we end up once the game starts. So hopefully it starts up pretty soon. Oh, I heard a noise. Okay. Yeah, so this is where we ended, right? Silver 4 unlimited, Silver 3 and constructed. Cool, claim our rewards. Cool, got him. And we are in Bronze 3 for both. Okay. So that means this season we need to play a lot harder to go a lot farther up. Alright, so let's open up these packs, shall we? Mythic Rare Wild Card, that's always nice. And
Not to brag, but I'm totally the best pyromancy student.
and a Chandra. Cool. So, without further ado, let's hop back right into ranked, playing the same mono red aggro list. We're gonna really try and push at least into gold this season. Hopefully higher. I might even start playing some games off camera or just cut up games a lot more like I did in that last limited video. Because in that last limited video, the recording time I think was an hour and a half. And I was able to chop it down to 50 minutes, which still isn't great, but it's better. And this is not a keepable hand. So that's going to get mulliganed away. This is a much better hand. What don't we want here? Well, we don't know what they're on, so we'll put the Cactus Treason back for now. They're on... Well, looks like we have a mirror. So we're going to play a Lava Runner to counter their Lava Runner and then pass turn. They're going to attack in. We are not going to block. We're going to let them take... We're going to let them hit us for 1. Second main phase, they're going to play a light up the stage and see what they can find. They found a lightning strike and a mountain. So we're probably getting hit for 3 next turn. And they also skewer us, which is not always the greatest feeling. So we're going to pass turn to them. I think we have a stronger long game than they do here, but I can't be 100% sure. So they're going to hit us for 3. And then they're going to attack in for 2. We have no choice but to take it. And it's going to be our turn. So we are going to play... We're actually going to be conservative and just skewer their Lava Runner here. I'm guessing they're going to shock us in response. Or no, they're going to Wizard Lightning us in response. They're playing a very typical burn list, so we hopefully will be able to wait it out. They crack in for 1 with a Fanatical Firebrand. And we are going to be able to get some power on board and a blocker on board and hopefully be able to stabilize. So there goes the Spitter, and here comes the Spitfire. We let it go to their turn and see if they found an answer. They could have a Skewer the Critics, in which case they can kill our Spitfire, or using the Fanatical Firebrand and a Shock they can kill our Spitfire. They're going to use a Fanatical Firebrand to kill us, which means they probably have a Skewer in hand, would be my guess. They light up the stage, find a Lava Coil, and a Firebrand. Not what we wanted to see from them. Skewer us, bring us down to 6. So seeing what they have and with what we have, we are going to play a Monster Sword and smack in for 5. And then hold up a blocker for when this Firebrand comes down. There it goes, just like I said it would. Now they could just have 2 burn spells here and we die. But they appear not to. Which means they're waiting for us to make some kind of play mistake. We're going to keep just cracking in for 5. Next time we might have a chance at killing. Not the greatest chance, but it'll be a chance. We're going to opt to double block it because we're on such low life that we can't afford to take the damage. He could use up both of his creatures and kill our Spitfire here, which would be bad for us. He opts not to. And lets us take another turn. He's going to hold priority in the main phase. And we're going to crack in for 5. He now has 1 turn left to find his answers in the form of probably 2 burn spells. He finds a shock. Brings us down to 4. He can smack us with Fanatical Firebrand down to 3. And if he has another burn spell to close out, he wins here. And he wins. Good game. Let's play another, shall we? Alright. We found another opponent. Let's see how good our hand is. So we're gonna end up keeping this hand. Has good answers to whatever they might want to do on turn 1 and 2, especially since we're going second. And it looks like they're also on burn. Like this Archaeologist. That we're just going to let kind of stick around. We're going to play a Calamity and leave them up to do something else. They're going to play a Lava Runner. And smack my face for 2. If I'd have to guess, I'd say they were on a Wizard Tribal. Oh, they have opted to time out in response to the Phoenix. There's one timer down, which means it's our turn. So we're gonna active Treason, their Lava Mancer, and hit him for a lot. Unless they decide not to react and die in the process. And they're gonna time out again. And we're gonna go to combat and swing in. And hit him for 8. And then let it be their turn. If they're timing out right now, I'll just skip to when they lose their last timer and die. Well, that's gonna be that unexciting game. I wonder if his mom called him for dinner and that's why he left. The things that weigh on my conscience at night. Anyways, let's get another one and hopefully this time we'll have an actual game. Cool. This hand is super keepable, so we're going to play a Scorch Spit on turn 1, Calamity on turn 2, Spitter on turn 3, and have a Skewer the critics if anything goes horribly wrong. Cool, let's attack in for 3 on turn 2, which is always a good sign. Cool, let's get this Spitfire down. And not attack. They're gonna murder my Spitfire, which is probably the right choice for them to make. Then they're gonna let it go to our turn. I think we're actually gonna just skewer the supplier and crack in for 3. Which may sound weird, and is weird, but my logic is, even though they get 3 more cards in their graveyard, and I assume they have a payoff, we get to crack in for the same 3 that we would do if we skewered them to the face, and potentially more next turn. So our long-term benefits are better, even though the risk is higher. So that's my reasoning. And then now we're going to let this dinosaur make him discard a card or 2. And we can double block it and kill it if we really have to. Or hopefully we can just active treason it. And we're not going to block. We're winning this race and we are racing. Cool, they got another one. Cool. So double block and single block. Interesting deck, to say the least. Interesting deck. That's not good. Block the most damage. And probably go to next game. Definitely go to next game. Not a great hand, but we're going to keep it anyways. They play an island. We play a spitter. It's their turn. They play another island. They now have counterspell, technically, theoretically, potentially. It's our turn. We're gonna crack him for 2. And then we let them take their turn. They play an island. And then let us have our turn again? Interesting. We're gonna crack in for another 2. And we're gonna end turn. They're gonna gain a life. Very important. Then they let us have our turn. We play a 4th land and crack in for 2. Again. I'm noticing a pattern on our team. I really am. They're gonna play a Healer's Hawk. And then they're gonna let it go to our turn. On our turn, we are gonna play a Spitfire. And we're gonna attempt to get whatever counterspell they're holding out of their hand by bolting their bird. And then attacking in for 2. We are gonna swing with everything and just kind of see what happens. This is a hard decision. Cool, we smack him for 5. And then actually I think we're gonna skewer as well. Here. Make it really hard for them to come back. And they're gonna play an Empyrean Eagle. 2 Empyrean Eagles and pass turn. We are gonna active Treason and Eagle. And crack in with everyone to win the game. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's get out of Bronze 3 and into Bronze 2 by the end of this episode, shall we? We're gonna keep this hand. I've had a really hard time with these videos deciding kind of what to do, because I could record a lot of gameplay and then just chop them up just at basically me telling you what's going on, but then you don't get any personality, and that might not be why people are watching, or maybe there's too much personality in some of those first videos where no one actually heard anything. So if you have your 2 cents on how much personality and how much gameplay you want, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to read all them and hopefully you can kind of shape the way this series goes in the future. Their fanatical firebrand is going to kill our scorch spitter. Unfortunate. 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 It's going to be their turn though. They're going to play an Immolation Shaman. We're going to bolt it. Comes around to our turn. We're going to play a Calamity because we don't have anything else to... Comes to our turn, we're going to play a Calamity because we don't have anything else to do. Except for skewer their face, or then there's no targets for active treason. Cool. We're just going to let them take their turn. On our opponent's turn, he doesn't really play anything, and then so before we know it, it's back to being our turn. We play a land and pass. We're in this weird kind of stalemate where I feel like we both probably have burn spells in our hands and aren't really doing anything about it. Unless he's stuck on a second color, which would be fun. So he's got to light up the stage. Maybe we get to see more of his deck. He's got a Chandra. It's going to be our turn. What does Chandra do? Lets him draw cards. We're actually just going to play a Scorch Spitter. And do nothing. We could active treason to give it haste, but that seems incredibly inefficient. They play out the Chandra they drew last turn. Seems fine.
I'm the best fire starter there is. Let's light it up.
I got a Chain Whirler, cool. They can't actually play it. Can't play a runaway Steamkin though. So my turn. We're gonna start out by stealing the runaway Steamkin. And we're gonna just use it and the Scorch Spitter to kill their Chandra.
That all you got?
Hopefully. And we get to watch all these triggers resolve one at a time.
Oh, now you're asking for it. We're done here.
So I actually think she made the wrong play. She probably should have killed my Scorch Spitter there, actually. In all honesty. Looks like he's playing a very big spells deck. So, that turn hurt. We're gonna play a Charging Monstrosaur. And hopefully not die. We're gonna block for the worst. Because I assume he has some kind of combat trick, or even like a Wizard Lightning in hand, or just something that could kill us if we're not careful. Yeah. Okay. Here's our plan here. Shock. Skewer. Skewer. I definitely didn't sequence this right, but it's fine. That's not good at all. I thought we'd be doing a top decking race. But now, I think he just gets to big spells his way to victory. Yep. 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 Alright, well that's that. Hopefully, sorry this day didn't go quite as well as planned. However, we did make some progress. It already took us half a season to get basically to Bronze 2 last time. So hopefully we'll be able to go much higher this season. But without further ado, I'll see you back here Friday for another exciting episode of Road to Mythic. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.